Born on January 10, 1873, in Strathroy, Ontario, George Washington Orton would become the first Canadian to win a gold medal in the Olympics after his victory in the 2,500-meter steeplechase during the 1900 Paris Games. His track and field resume would also include a bronze medal in the 400-meter hurdles, 17 U.S. national championships, 7 Canadian championships, 3 European championships, 1 English championship, and 4 world championships. But none of those accomplishments came without adversity for Orton. When Orton was just 3 years old, he was climbing an apple tree and fell. The fall caused a fractured skull that led to a blood clot to form in his brain, causing partial paralysis, which would affect his motor skills and muscular coordination. It also caused a major deformity of his right arm, where he would lose majority of function. Many believed Orton would never walk again. By the age of 8, after 5 years of learning how to walk, Orton said he had seemed to suddenly come out of a dream, and all he wanted to do was run, and run he did. By the age of 20, Orton had earned his bachelor's degree from the University of Toronto. He then moved to Philadelphia to further his education and run for the University of Pennsylvania. Just to simply run for Penn, Orton was defying the odds of many, but Orton wasn't there to participate. He wanted to break records. Between 1892 and 1901, Orton won a reported 121 races, from the 400-meter hurdles to the 10-mile steeplechase. Orton's most important race came during the 1900 Paris Games. In search of an Olympic gold medal, Orton was running in the 2,500-meter steeplechase representing Penn. Orton was in 4th place turning into the final stretch. His chances of victory were slipping from his hands. But Orton had a near-perfect sense of pace. He finished the race strong, passing the competition and his rival Sidney Robinson with 100 yards to go to secure first place. Orton cleared the final hurdle, winning the race and setting a world record of 7 minutes and 34 seconds. This victory would make Orton Canada's first Olympic gold medalist. The same day, Orton would capture a bronze medal in the 400-meter hurdles. 84 years would pass before another Canadian would win 2 Olympic track medals on the same day. What Orton did was unheard of at the time. Orton was an amazing athlete, but he also had many accomplishments outside of track. After earning his PhD in philosophy, he began teaching and coaching. He was director of physical education and taught languages at Eastburn Academy. Orton also published the book Distance and Cross-Country Running, as well as a book about the greatest runners of his time. The most Canadian thing Orton did was introduce ice hockey to Philadelphia, forming the first teams and creating the first hockey league in the state. Here he became known as the father of Philadelphia hockey. Orton's team, Quaker City, dominated the newly formed league. Orton rallied for years to keep the hockey culture in Philadelphia alive. Eventually, a team called Philadelphia Quakers made it into one season in the NHL. And although they were only there for that one season, it was monumental. Later, Philadelphia was gifted the Flyers hockey team in the NHL. Without Orton, the Philadelphia Flyers may have never existed. Orton was a decorated Olympian but went virtually unrecognized by Canadian media. His medals were being credited to the United States. Only in 1972 were his medals changed over to Canadian. Mark Hebscher wrote a book in 2019 called The Greatest Athlete You've Never Heard Of, Canada's first Olympic gold medalist, to try and bring more awareness to his accomplishments, as well as the film titled The American Imposter. Unfortunately, he remains unknown to most, but if someone ever asked a simple question of, who is the first Canadian Olympic gold medalist? Remember the name George Orton, for he more than earned his right to be known as one of Canada's greats.